So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you a FIFA 19 career mode experiment. Today, we're going to be taking a look at how the team of best Wonderkids on FIFA 19 would do across a Premier League season. I have compiled all of the best players around the age of 21 or under. I've put them into one single team and we are ready to go and try and get season underway and see how will they do at the end of it. We'll take a look at the tables and also how each individual player did and the top scorers and all of that jazz. If you go on to enjoy the video, slap a like on it and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. Realistically, we probably should have used young boys for this experiment, but there we go. It was a good pun, I don't know what you're all on about. And here is the team. I didn't expect it to be this strong, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why, because I know all of these players exist and I know of their ages, but it is actually a very strong side, especially going forward. We'll start though with the goalkeeper, and you can see the Gianluigi Donnarumma, 82 rated from Milan, is here. Not gonna lie, West Ham, I don't know why I chose them. They're just, I think it was just a random team, and it's like, they're not a big team, so I'm not getting rid of a competitor if we're, you know, challenging for the league. Look, listen, I don't know. Anyway, back to the team. Four at the back, Arman, Delict, Ruben Diaz, and Trent Alexander-Arnold are your defenders in the starting 11. Arthur of Barcelona? I have no idea, but he's one of the centre mids, along with Ndidi here. In attacking mid, we've got Leon Bailey. He can't actually play there, but hopefully he just plays there anyway. With this here on the left-hand side, Gabriel Jesus through the middle, and Kylian Mbappe, obviously on the right-hand side, 87 rated. We are in career mode rather than tournament mode as well, so these players will grow throughout the course of the season and throughout the course of the experiment, so expect them to challenge a bit more towards the second half of the season. In the substitutes list, you can see Alban Lafont, Pablo Maffeo, Jesus Vallejo, Marcus Rashford, Ousmane Dembele only on the bench. Ruben Neves might well look 46, but he is in fact 21. And finally, we've got Malcolm here of Barcelona. And in the reserves, we've got Kai Havertz, Thilo Kehrer, Carlos Soler, Lucas Toussaint, Nordi Mukiele, Husam Aouar, Andre Lunin, Christian Pulisic, and finally, Joris Nanon of Sevilla. It's a star-studded team and one that will grow throughout the course of the season. Hopefully, it is one that will do well. We'll take a look, obviously, at the other competition now. For those that aren't familiar with the Premier League, in season number 1 of a career mode save, here you can see some of the competition that we've got. Obviously, I expect this team to certainly finish in the top half. I'd be very disappointed if they didn't, really, but I think challenging for Champions League might well be a realistic goal, I think, for this team. The likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and Manchester United all likely to be fighting for that one, as well as Spurs, and Everton are always quite OP on FIFA 19, so you can probably expect them to be trying to get amongst it as well. Regardless of that, I'm going to be simming to the halfway stage of the season. You won't obviously see me playing any of the games. I'm going to be strictly simming throughout the course of this experiment. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to have any sort of effect on the actual outcome. So what we'll do is sim to the halfway stage of the season, take a little look at how the team is doing, how the players are doing, and all the other stuff to do with the league, I guess, at that point. And then after that, we will sim to the end of the season. So in a second, you'll see me probably in December. I don't know where the halfway stage is. Alright, it's Christmas, my G's. Alright, so halfway through the season, this is how the team is looking right now. Growth pretty much for everybody. I think everybody's gone up by +1 apart from Ruben Diaz, who really needs to just get a grip of himself. But Mbappe is now up to an 88. The other two forwards are at 84, though Jesus has been injured. Rashford is currently injured at the moment, and so is Soler and Kai Havertz. How are you all injured at the same time, boys? Alright, we've arrived at the halfway stage of the season, and the league is looking moderately one-sided, to say the least. It's going to be an uphill task, I'm not going to lie to you, to win the league. However, it might not be too difficult to come second, especially, as I said, the team gets better as the season progresses. We are currently in 5th place in the league, just 2 points behind City, 3 points behind Spurs, and 4 points behind 2nd place Liverpool. However, we're a full 11 points behind Manchester United, who have somehow scored 40 points out of the first 18 games of the season. It's not bad, to be honest with you, and it's probably where I expected us to be at this point of the season. Hopefully we can now push through into the top 4. The rest of the league is looking slightly questionable at best. Arsenal are 10th, Chelsea are down in 13th, but are only 6 points behind us, and the relegation zone isn't actually that shocking, in fairness. We, though, are now going to sim to the end of the season. We're going to take a look at how the standings are looking, and then I'm also going to talk you through the top scorers and all of that jazz. So before we take a little look at how the standings finish, let's take a little look at the team, and you can see it has improved a lot over the course of the season. Pretty much everyone has now gone up by 2 across the the team. Mbappe up by 2 to 89. Jesus and Guedes up by 2 to 85. Ndidi's gone up by 2 to 82. Bailey up by 2 to 84. We've got Arta here as well at 84, and so on and so forth. I think Donnarumma's got the most growth. He's up by 3 to 85. And then on the bench, you can see the rest of the guys. Lafont, I think, has also gone up by 3, and there's some very good quality here. The likes of Dembele doesn't even get to the starting 11. Same for Malcolm. People like Carlos Soler and Christian Pulisic aren't even on the bench. Anyway, it's now time to take a look at how this experiment finished. In the end, it was fine margins that meant this team of under 21 Wonderkids missed out on the Champions League. 69 points apiece for ourselves and Liverpool, but the Reds go into the Champions League on goal difference. We have to settle for the Europa League along with Chelsea and Arsenal, who were in that tournament this year. So not bad, to be honest. I did expect us to improve across the second half of the season, and technically we did by getting on level terms with one of the teams ahead of us, but it wasn't actually enough to progress into the Champions League. Manchester United won the EPL overall ahead of City, Spurs and Liverpool, as I mentioned, and then ourselves, Chelsea and Arsenal. Brighton, Southampton and Wolves also in the top 10, despite Wolves losing their main player Ruben Neves. And down towards the bottom, you can see Huddersfield, Fulham and Cardiff got relegated. Maybe with a couple of players that were about the age of 22, this might have been a lot different. Obviously, the likes of Leroy Sané would have then been involved in the team. City would have struggled potentially a lot more, and we would have had another world-class winger in our ranks. But I can always try that at a later date, or always try this with younger players. If you want to see that, then drop it down in the comment section below and tell me what age bracket I should try and go for. If you're wondering how we compare to some of the other players in the league, this is the top scorers list. Nobody from West Ham in the top 10, but Jesus and Mbappe on the first page. Jesus managed to get himself 12 goals across the Premier League season in just 28 games. If you'd have had a few more, if you'd have had the full 38 games, you might have seen him actually top the Golden Boot standings. We've got Mbappe there with 11 in 32, and further down the list, I'm not entirely sure we're going to see anyone else. No, we don't. But in terms of assists, nobody in the top 15, nobody in the top 20, and nobody in the top 25. So I don't know how we scored any of our goals, because clearly nobody was assisting them. Clean sheets wise, we fared a little bit better here, but interestingly, Alban Lafont got 32 games across the season and hence 8 clean sheets, which is quite odd, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why he played so much over Donnarumma, who does he even feature? No, he's not even in the top 25. Did he even play any games? So the most appearances across the season went to our main left back. That was Arman. Ndidi getting himself 41 appearances. Alban Lafont, despite being only the second best goalkeeper at the club, managed to get himself 40 appearances. Then Maffeo, Mbappe, Guedes, Jesus and Lucas Toussaint, interestingly as well. Top scorers in all competitions, you can see Gabriel Jesus was top of that one, 14 goals in 35 games overall. Mbappe got himself 12, Guedes with 7, and then Rashford with 5 in just 18 games. He was affected by injury across the course of the season though. Arta there with 5, Toussaint with 4, and then Ndidi, Havertz, Bailey and Maffeo with 3. And then we didn't see anyone in terms of assists on the Premier League standings. That's because they were spread out pretty evenly. Maffeo with 5, Rashford, Mbappe, Guedes and Arta all with 3, and then Jesus, Martin, Malcolm and Bailey all with 2. That though is probably going to round out today's experiment, seeing how the best Wonderkids would fare if they were all in one team in FIFA 19 career mode in the Premier League. Let me know what other experiments you want to see on the channel in the near future, whether they're to do with youngsters playing in certain leagues or otherwise. Drop it down in the comment section as I mentioned, and I'll try and go through all of those. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's that big red button under the video and it really helps me out, and also feel free to slap the like button on this one if you did enjoy it overall. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter handle and Insta are @theofficialfng, and links are down below. But it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.